Hello, everybody. Henry's Coffee Shop Talk today will be about leadership. So I got an example that happened in my past, or could be in the future, could have been recently, could be anything. So, the scenario goes as, don't have a boss. They want to fill the spot with a boss. So they get a new spot for the boss. And he goes to his boss. And that boss briefs him on the people. I've had this happen to me. And briefs him on the people. And the big boss gives his opinion on the people instead of letting the new person that's coming into position decide himself whether his people that he's going to be managing are good or not. Let me talk about that to you people that are in leadership positions. Call yourself a manager, John Foreman superintendent, assistant project superintendent, supervisor, whatever lipstick you want to put on it. If you're that big cheese, right, and you hire another person to be under you and to manage a wealth of people, nothing worse you can do for that team is sit down and break down every person in your own opinion how that person is. Because I'll tell you how this works. I've had people that couldn't work under what we thought would have been the best chief or could be the best chief or senior chief or master chief, supervisor or any kind of leader, right? And they couldn't work with them. Put them with a different one that had a different leadership style, a different management style, different vision, and the people outperformed the rest of the team. So you, as a big boss, should never, ever suppress your opinion on the new guy that you hired to manage your people. Second in charge, let's say, boss. You shouldn't do that. That's really tasteless. It's really cowardice. My personal opinion is wrong. You don't do that. You give that new guy a chance to figure out what the people are, who the people are that are down below him. You got to give that new guy a chance to evaluate those people he's working with and allow his new leadership tactic to do it. And if you really don't work in the trenches with your other people, you really don't own that. You really don't own that. And if you do own it, then why do you still got them people there in the position they're in? You should have rectified that before you hired another person and then put him in charge of fixing your problems. You should already have fixed that. That's kind of a coward way out of it, actually fixing a problem, or you don't know how to, or your leadership style sucks. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've been around it. I've never done it to anybody else. I've been a chief, senior chief, master chief. I've got new chiefs in. I never sat the new chief down and say, hey, or the new leader down and say, hey, you got this guy, this guy's a dirtbag, this guy's got problems, you need to look at how to get rid of this guy. I don't own that. The new chief owns that. He needs to, that new boss, supervisor, chief, whatever lipstick you want to put on him, that new person needs to figure that out. He needs to be the guy to figure that out. And if he's got good leadership skills and management skills, he's going to figure it out. And if he can't figure it out and he gets hosed over by those people or gets run around or manipulated by them, then he don't belong in that position either. Nothing worse I could have done as a chief of the boat is when I got new chiefs in, and trust me, the PRD management and where I got to this one boat as the Cobb sucked big butt. Right? It was terrible. It was horrific. The leave was all out. Morale was down. Very poorly coordinated. PRDs for planned rotation dates were all shit, jacked up. And the worst thing I could have done was when I got a new chief in and say, hey, you got 8 misfits, or you got a first class that ain't worth a shit. First off, it's a Cobb. That would have been my job to fix that first class, to make him a chief, and the second class to be a first class. It would be my job as a Cobb to identify those people that are either untrainable or unwilling to become a better sailor. And if they're unwilling to become a better sailor, the biggest tool I ever had to my advantage as a chief of the boat, or even as a chief, was the admin discharge. Unable to adapt to the military. You document it, you process it, you put it in front of the captain, and 10 days later, you admin step them out of the Navy. And if you kept them and you couldn't change them and you just passed them on to the next person, then you're just as bad. But that happens in the civilian world too, what I just discussed, the same scenario. But you don't come walking into your office with new people that don't even know you, and you set an expectation that's crappy, that they're a failure, that they're not going to be anybody else. And what good a leader are you? You should come in raw, and you should look at the whole situation. You should have the talents as the manager or the boss, the leader, to fix that. You should have the talent to correct it. You should have the talent to pull them together as a team and fix whatever's broke and make it better. If not, then why did you take that position? Why do you put the facade on your resume that you're God and the gift of the leadership and you can do it? Shame on you. Shame on who hired you. And then shame on for hurting those below you. I've been around a long time, going on 60 years now. Going on 61, actually. I've seen all types of people, all types of walks of life, and all types of leaderships. I'm just trying to take this experience and share it with people that are getting in a position of power or leading people. You got to be the best you can be, and you got to give everybody a fair shake. Don't come in with presumption and listen to somebody else. Fill your head full of crap that the place sucks, there's nowhere to go, not going to be any better. I've had it happen to myself, and I've gotten to other boats, and I've gotten to other commands and other jobs, and I carry that with me, that baggage. And it clouded my mind and my decision from how good of a guy I could be. There are some people I didn't see eye to eye with right away, and now I would consider a best friend, and I would jump on a grenade for them. They know because they listen to this coffee shop talk, and they mess with me because I love them and they love me. And you got to do that with your people. You can't say it's a paycheck and I'm just going to work and I got to work around these people. Let me tell you. There's going to be one day you're going to fall down and you're going to need somebody there to pick you up. You're going to need that phone call. You're going to need that friend. And it's going to be the guys that work for you. Or work around you. Or work with you. Or equal to you. But they're not better than you. And you're not better than them. Trust me. If it wasn't for Jim and Steve, Stephanie, Doug, Eric, Kevin, Steve, Tyrone, Ken, Rob Belcher, Jeff, Alan, another Rob, Alan, John, Billy, which is gone now, friend Jim. Another, oh yeah, Jeff, I didn't forget you too, buddy. When I fell down, they were all reaching out to me. They were all texting me. They were either emailing me or they were calling me. And then they met me at the door when I came back to work. Trust me. Build those bonds. Build them strong with all your friends. Remember, they're there for you. You may not always feel like they are, but they're there for you. And you were there, and you were there for them too. You can say what you want to say on your breath, but you're there for them too. All right, TRF, code 300, and all the other codes, I love you. But as my coffee shop talk goes, which was about leadership, listen to what I got to say. I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be left long on this planet. My day is coming too. But I hope I can put this out on the electronic airway, and it stays there, and then people come back to it and say, you know, that guy was right. I got to be a better leader, and I got to take care of my people. I got to lead them by example. I got to come in an example. I got to think about an example. But anyways, be an example. I'm going to try to keep these coffee talk talks under 10 minutes. I know they sound funny, but I compare them to the time we used to sit on watch on a boat. We'd sit down the laundry and just shooting the shit. We'd sit up on watch and hours of watching a panel, maintaining depth and ordered course, changing water and trim. The most exciting thing you had was pumping sanitaries or shooting the TDU. Hours and hours of sitting on watch. I used to call them coffee shop talks because we'd have coffee. It'd be early in the morning. We don't even know what time or what day it was. And we'd sit there and talk and BS about life and leadership and who we could be better, what we could be better, and how we operated as a team. So this is my way to vent, and I still miss it. And this is my coffee shop talk, talking to all my old shipmates and friends that I work with every day. Think about your leadership style and try to improve it. Try to be the example around them and make them love you, not hate you. Make them understand you and work with you. But don't prejudge them. Just like I said earlier when I started doing this. All right. This is Henry's Coffee Shop Talk, talking about leadership. I've rambled on long enough. It's coming on. I'm past 10 minutes. Thanks, everybody, and I want you to have a great day. It's a Wednesday, and lo and behold, April's almost over with, and we'll be in May before we know it. And this year will be gone just like every other year. All right. Have a great day. Henry out.